Turbo Granny is the kind of yokai who's as terrifying as she is entertaining, a chaotic mix of speed, sass, and unpredictability. She started out as a menace in Shano City, haunting a tunnel and cursing anyone foolish enough to enter her domain. Her MO, stealing people's reproductive organs and transforming her victims into horrifying versions of herself, complete with wide mouths full of sharp teeth. But her days as a terror took a sharp turn when she crossed paths with Momo Ahyasa and Okarun. After a wild confrontation, her powers were sealed into Okarin, and her consciousness got stuck in a Moneki Neko doll. Now, she's an unlikely ally, helping the crew with their supernatural battles in exchange for a shot at reclaiming her lost power. In Dandadan, she served as the primary antagonist during the Turbo Granny arc, but has since become a major supporting character throughout the series. What makes Turbo Granny so memorable is her over-the-top personality. She's foul-mouthed, crude, and has absolutely no filter. This is the same yokai who once offered Okarin a deal involving her breasts in exchange for his family jewels, but don't let her inappropriate humor fool you. She takes immense pride in her abilities, especially her unmatched speed. Turbo Granny can outrun trains, hit a cool 100 kilometers per hour, and even teleport through phone lines using her understanding of magnetic fields. She's tricky too, often bending the rules to her advantage, like when she cheated in a game of tag against Momo and Okarin just to prove her superiority. And yet, Turbo Granny isn't all chaos and curses. Beneath that creepy, wrinkled exterior and sharp tongue lies a surprisingly compassionate side. Before her fusion with the earthbound spirit crab in the tunnel, she was known to comfort the spirits of girls who died tragically, offering them solace in their darkest moments. This softer side occasionally peeks through, reminding us that she's more than just a terrifying yokai. In her current form as a Moneki Neko doll, she's developed a bizarrely endearing dynamic with the team. Of course, Turbo Granny is still as unpredictable as ever. One moment, she's helping the team fight off extraterrestrial threats. The next, she's cracking inappropriate jokes or causing chaos. Her ability to fuse with other spirits, possess bodies, and manipulate her environment keeps the crew on their toes, but her presence has also become indispensable. Love her or fear her, there's no denying that Turbo Granny keeps the adventures in Dandadan as wild as they come. Whether she's cursing enemies, trolling her teammates, or showing unexpected kindness, she's the chaotic glue holding this supernatural squad together. As her name implies, Turbo Granny possesses incredible speed that enables her to run at velocities of up to 100 kilometers per hour. The major strength of Turbo Granny's extreme speed is that it enables her to traverse great distances. As noted by the yokai herself, she is able to maintain a consistent running speed even while turning, giving her an edge over faster vehicles, such as a train traveling at 120 kilometers per hour. As stated in her urban legend, Turbo Granny employs her speed to capture anyone attempting to flee from her, and once caught, she casts her curse upon them. Turbo Granny has the ability to teleport through phone lines by utilizing her speed and her understanding of the world's spirals, specifically the spiral-shaped magnetic fields that flow around electrical currents. The primary advantage of this ability is that Turbo Granny can teleport herself to any location where a phone is present. Turbo Granny employed this ability to appear inside the Serpo's spaceship directly from Momo's mobile phone while possessing Okarin's body. Turbo Granny has the power to dematerialize her physical body into a spiritual form. Turbo Granny's spiritual form's primary strength is her ability to possess her target's body, gaining complete control over their actions. Even while possessing someone else's body, she retains her other powers, especially her immense speed. Her possession applies not only to humans, but also to spirits, as demonstrated when she took over the body of the earthbound spirit crab in preparation to play a game of cat and mouse with Momo. Turbo Granny employed her spiritual form to take control of Okarin after facing difficulty in detaching him from her breast. Later, She entered her spiritual form to take over the earthbound spirit crab's body to put an end to her confrontation with Momo. Turbo Granny has the power to curse anyone she encounters who attempts to flee from her presence by stealing their genitalia. Her curse manifests as a possession, causing the victim's body to morph into her likeness and their consciousness to be overtaken by the yokai, who goes on a rampage attacking others without discrimination. Turbo Granny's possession-induced curse enables her to remotely take control of her victim's body while her real body is situated elsewhere. Like her direct possession using her spirit form, Turbo Granny's immense speed also accompanies her. When excluding the need to attack anyone, Turbo Granny can utilize the possessed as intermediaries to communicate remotely from her main body, located in a pocket dimension where time progresses only for the yokai and the chosen interlocutor. Additionally, her curse is contagious, enabling Turbo Granny to inflict harm on anyone who has seen the possessed, potentially causing heart attacks, strokes, or inducing bleeding from the nose and ears. The curse can only be broken if the afflicted person recovers their genitalia or performs an exorcism on Turbo Granny. Turbo Granny has the ability to merge with any willing spirit. The major strength of Turbo Granny's fusion with spirits is that it gives her access to their abilities for her to use in any way. Depending on the type of spirit she fuses and collaborates with, Turbo Granny can become a fearsome yokai. Turbo Granny merged with the earthbound spirit crab in the tunnel of Shano City to console the spirits of the girls who had met tragic ends in that vicinity. As a result, she had access to its control over Shano City. Due to being inside a Maneki Neko doll, Turbo Granny claims to have acquired the charm's superstitious power, granting her the ability to confer good fortune upon others. Simply by being in proximity to others, Turbo Granny can bestow upon them luck that overrides any unfortunate occurrences at the moment. In confrontational scenarios, those favored with Turbo Granny's luck gain an advantage over their adversaries, rendering the latter unlucky in the process. While an advantageous power, Turbo Granny cannot control her luck to favor specific individuals intentionally, hence, this ability occurs randomly. Moreover, it is indiscriminate, meaning that Turbo Granny's luck is not guaranteed to always favor her and her allies and could inadvertently benefit foes. Turbo Granny's luck bestowment usually activates whenever she accompanies the family and they are in danger. While fused with the earthbound spirit crab of Shano City, Turbo Granny acquired its dominion over the territory it resided in. With this power, Turbo Granny could alter the environment of any particular area in Shano City, with the tunnel of the earthbound spirit crab as her primary location. For instance, she could summon multiple hands from the ground to seize and imprison her targets. The two spirits could even communicate with the spirits dwelling in the vast cemetery at Shano City's outskirts. Enlisting their assistance by possessing the residents. This power essentially rendered Turbo Granny and the earthbound spirit crab almost invincible long as their targets were within Shano City. Since this power was limited to Shano City, Turbo Granny and the earthbound spirit crab forfeited their advantage over their enemies once they stepped outside the city's boundaries. Turbo Granny utilized this ability to prevent anyone who dares enters her and the earthbound spirit crab's tunnel from escaping. In the tunnel, she transformed her body into colossal heads of herself with teeth for eyes at the entrance and exit, cornering the trespasser. In the anime, she stretched the tunnel to make the exit unreachable. Outside the tunnel, Turbo Granny and the earthbound spirit crab summoned the spirits residing in the large graveyard at the edge of Shano City to possess the city's populace and stage an ambush against their retreating enemies, aiming to overpower them with overwhelming numbers. Turbo Granny is a modern urban legend throughout Japan, featuring in multiple locations across the country and performing various unusual tasks. The common feature is that the figure involved moves at least as fast as a car and is more often than not an old woman, though there is some variation on that. The yokai took on the form of a very elderly woman with reddish-brown wrinkled skin, long thick white shaggy hair, wide eyes with a yellow sclera, and were stuck looked to the sides. When possessing her targets, she has her victims transform into a mirror image of herself, albeit with a large mouth with teeth that is capable of biting off body parts. Well guys, this is it. I hope you learned something about Turbo Granny. If you like what I made, please like and subscribe if you are not still subscribed. You can also comment and suggest something you want me to make about.